really focus on the breath work. If you have a hard time, say if you have a hard time sitting, some people have a hard time sitting cross-legged, their bodies don't do that. Some people have a hard time sitting in a meditative state. So sitting in a chair gives you a little bit more accessibility. But so we're going to start with the chair and do some breath work. And then I'm going to have us do some standing and really similar things to what we did seated. So you can either stay seated or come and join us standing. So you'll kind of have an idea. And we'll just kind of flow through. We're going to do some cool breath work. I want to start with alternate nostril breathing, which is a great way to kind of find your creative side. I thought that would be perfect for this group. If you're having any kind of it's a great breath to use when you're about to start some kind of an art project or writing or really about anything in your day, but it's a great way to basically regulate your breath, your feminine and masculine side, your thinking side, your creative side. So that's kind of where we'll start today. So yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thanks so much. And I think the other thing that I want to do is that whole side note of whatever I do, if it doesn't feel good in your body, take the permission to either come back to just the breath, take the permission to find something that might feel good to you. And I'm going to give a few options as well. So I guess we can get started whenever everybody's ready. So I want us to, sometimes I'll move my chair sideways so you can see me maybe, or I'll just move sideways in the chair if that seems to be an easier way, but you don't need to move when I do. So I just want to make sure you have the right visual, the right angle to see everything we're doing. So to start with, if it's challenging for you to sit up tall and straight and you need to sit, you could sit back on the chair and use your backrest if you want to. You could have a pillow. You could also have blocks so that your feet hit the ground better. We're going to ground in and feel our connection. And then we're going to start with that alternate nostril breath. So just kind of take a few, maybe 3 rounds of breath. I like to bring the palms up kind of onto the lap to receive. So we're receiving all the beautiful energy from the world around us. Beautiful. So we're going to just go ahead and take a moment to just find our breath. So take a deep inhale. Long exhale. And start to just really turn on that breath, your connection to this time and space. As you fill up the breath, belly with breath, you fill up the chest. Maybe you drop the shoulders away from the ears a bit. Really being mindful to just sit comfortably, but to also not have any tension. Nice. And as we get ready to turn on that alternate nostril breathing, we'll probably be there for 3 to 4 minutes. It's really nice to take a mudra, but I'll give you a couple options and walk you through the first bit of it. And then it's going to be pretty silent where I let you guide yourself. So we're going to take peace fingers like to the third eye here to start, like right at that temple. And then we're going to take our ring finger to close down we'll be closing down the left nostril. When I say close down the left, we'll use the ring finger. When I say close down the right, we'll use our thumb. And again, when I say close down, it's going to be soft closing. So we're going to close softly, not forcing, but that way there's allowing the breath, that space to come in through one side and then the other. So I'm going to walk you through it slowly for the first couple rounds, and then we can find our own. The start is we bring our thumb over that right nostril, opening up the left side and inhaling through the left, maybe to the count of 3 or 4 as you inhale through that left side. Then close down the left nostril, open up the right, and exhale out the right side. Inhale left, closing down that right nostril, exhaling left. Inhale left, sorry. Exhale right. And inhale right as well. So it's a full round, exhaling first and then inhaling. So closing off the right, exhaling out the left, and inhaling left. Closing the left, exhale right, and inhale right. And I'll let you find that pace, your breath, your rhythm. maybe exhaling for as long as a 4 count and inhaling for that long, matching the breath, matching the exhales and the inhales, and alternating to the other side. Noticing that you hear your breath, especially on the exhale, that audible exhale. Inhale. Exhale, right or left, wherever you're at. And finding those audible exhales and deep inhales. Letting the shoulders drop away, no tension. Let's find another moment of this breath. And we're going to take one more round wherever you're at. And what I want us to do is finish with an exhale on the right. So wherever you're at, if you're whatever side you're on, take another full round so that you finish with the exhale on the right. Whenever you've gotten to that place, bring the hands to the lap again. Maybe roll the shoulders back and just notice your normal breath, your natural breath, the rise and fall of your natural breath here. Beautiful. Continue to just maybe close down the eyes and soften the gaze as we find that natural breath. Beautiful. Deep inhales. Long, long exhales. We're going to also start to think about turning on that ujjayi breath. So that's the inhales through the nose, exhales out the nose, really being an audible, intentional breather. And we're going to start matching our breath to our movement. So what I want us to do is, again, maybe if you've still got that pillow behind, or if you need that, or maybe you sit up a little bit more towards the middle of the chair, finding your straight spine, finding your breath. We're going to inhale through the nose, filling up. We're going to close down the mouth and exhale through the nose. Hearing the sound of your breath, maybe even bringing the hand up in front of your face, inhaling and exhaling as if you're trying to fog up a mirror. That's a great way to turn on that ujjayi breath. Think of the sound of the ocean. Some of us are near the ocean now, some of us aren't, but maybe we can all come together with that breath, that feeling, that sound of the waves with your victorious breath, that ujjayi breath. Turning that on, noticing how you feel. We're going to bring breath and movement together a bit from here on out. So bring the hands to the shoulders to start. Just right here, hands on the shoulders, and let's roll the shoulders back really slowly. So on an inhale, we roll back. Exhale, we come forward. Just natural breath. Inhale brings us up usually. Exhale, bringing us back down. Inhales and exhales. Nice. Really finding that breath, finding that movement. More often than not, I'll bring us back versus forward, because when we sit all day at the computer or driving, we're already kind of slumping forward. So I'm going to bring us to that more backwards posture, rolling the shoulders back. Then we'll come to neutral here. Hands on the shoulders still. Deep inhale. Inhale, fill up the belly and the chest. Look up to the sky, kind of finding like a little back bend here. Beautiful, like a little cow. And seated cow. And then on the exhale, tuck the chin, roll the elbows together, kind of move that spine, pull the belly button in, find that cat. And then inhale, we look up. Exhale, we tuck and round. So that movement in the spine, and maybe it's not this big, maybe it's just little, or maybe you're just moving the belly or just moving wherever you're at. Just find that bit of opening up, engaging the core, finding your breath. Beautiful. And then coming back through to center. We're going to find a few little twists. Great for the digestive system, great for working breath to movement. So deep inhale, we rise up. Exhale, bring your left hand down to that right knee and right hand either down to the chair. If your chair has an arm on it, that's okay. Or if you're sitting on the ground, you could just bring this hand down. Look over the right shoulder as you twist, sitting up taller in the spine. Inhale, we sit up taller. Exhale, maybe we look a little further over the shoulder. Your twist. Inhale up, exhale, other side. If that's too much, you could also just find this back and forth here. So just a gentle twist wherever you're at. You could inhale up, exhale, round, and find like that sprinkler. Great way to detox, wringing out the cares of the day, giving yourself a little massage for the digestive system. Beautiful. And coming back through center, arms come up over center, and then hands to the heart. Take another deep breath. Inhale as we interlace the hands, and then bring the hands out front, allowing some space in the shoulders. Inhale up and over. Nice. Back through and around, up and over. Your gaze can follow if it feels okay to do so, but sometimes that might be hard on the shoulders or it might make you dizzy. So just find the shape that works for you, your breath, your movement, coming back down to center. Beautiful. We're going to take a little bit of work for the neck. We're going to kind of start the top of the body, move our way down. So we're going to have hands either here at your sides or on your lap. Take a deep inhale and then bring that left or right ear over to the right shoulder or left, whichever one feels good. And we're going to hold for a bit. We're going to be holding for just a few breaths here. You could stay right here, or maybe you tuck that chin or even nod the head. You could also take the opposite hand and really grab onto the chair or bring it down to the ground to really feel that stretch a little bit juicier. What feels good to you? Deep inhale brings you back through center. Exhale, other side, finding first the neck and shoulder. You could stay right here, or you could find that little nod of the head. Not forcing anything, but noticing should feel like a little massage, giving that neck a little love. Beautiful. And we'll come back through center. Continuing to always use that breath, that Ujjayi breath, inhales and exhales. We're going to kind of think about our core engagement again, and we're also going to activate the feet a bit. So starting with just coming up onto the toes, kind of be mindful of that in the core as well. And then flat foot, and then lift the toes. And then flat foot up on the toes, flat foot lift. So we're up and down, just kind of a gentle rocking back and forth, waking up. Nice. And then this is going to take a bit more core engagement here. So we're going to lift up that right knee. Maybe you lift it here if that feels okay, to hug it to the chest a bit. Hands can come to either side, and then we straighten that right leg. Beautiful. If it feels good to stay up here, you can, or you could drop it to like that 45-degree angle. Find with a shape that feels good in your body to take some circles in the ankles, one direction and then the other. Nice. Beautiful. Come back to center. We'll take that on the other side. So bring that knee to where it feels good to you, no tension, and then straighten. And you could bring it down to like that 45-degree angle, still finding we're activating the legs here. Beautiful. Circles to one side, then the other. Might hear a little snap, crackle, pop in the ankles. That's okay. And a little back and forth. Beautiful. We're going to do like a sun salutation for the whole body, do a little bit more hip work, and then we'll come like to kind of standing and do some things there too. So deep inhale, we rise up overhead. Like we're reaching up for the sun. Maybe the gaze comes up, shoulders are down. Exhale, let's cactus those arms. Activate your core and lean forward. So you're just right about here. You're still in that straight spine. If you want to just stay here, let the head be light. if you feel comfortable doing so on the exhale, fully forward and find that like rag doll dropping on the knees. Your belly and your chest are on your thighs. Deep inhales, long exhales in this forward fold. Beautiful. You can take the hands to the calves and come up like a halfway lift. Beautiful. Hands can also be on the knees. Reach up, right arm to the sky. Still kind of looking down to protect the neck, but a nice stretch for that right arm. Bring up the left arm to the sky. Beautiful. Deep inhale brings us back to those cactus arms, and then an exhale here, an inhale using the core to come up. So we're protecting the low back as we use the core to come up through that first round. Beautiful. We're going to take one more full round of breath. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, cactus. Deep inhale here, and this time we're going to kind of reach out like we're reaching for like a big beach ball. Deep inhale, exhale, just lean forward a little, really activating that core. You could stay right here, or you could lift up the toes, noticing that fires up that core a little bit more. Beautiful. Staying right here, holding for a few breaths. And then coming back to center. Nice. Coming on down. We'll take that deep inhale again. This time we're going to come all the way through. So cactus those arms. Inhale and exhale, fold forward, either halfway, looking down, or all the way to find that forward fold. Let the head be light. Maybe each ear comes to each shoulder, relaxing through the neck. Inhale, halfway, lift hands on the knees. Bring the right arm up, and then the left if it feels okay to do so. This time we're going to add a little something. So as we bring those cactus arms, we come up. We're going to find ourselves like in a warrior one pose. So we're going to lift up that right leg. Arms come up overhead, kind of like a warrior one from our chair. Beautiful. If it doesn't feel good to bring them up overhead, you could also bring them out to the front, to the side, depending on where your shoulders are at. Really activating the leg muscles of the core. Beautiful. Coming on down. Taking that on the other side, lifting left leg, arms either up or out to your side. Warrior one on this side. So like a sun salutation V. Beautiful. Continuing with that breath and then coming back to center. Nice. To find a little bit more movement, we're just going to go ahead and find that opening up arms and legs. So here we're just opening and then opening. So we're on the inhale, we come in. Actually, on the exhale, we come in. Inhale, we open. Exhale and inhale. Just finding this little bit of movement, firing up a little bit more through the core and maybe raising the heart rate just a little more. Nice. And then let's stay holding for a couple breaths, not holding the breath, but holding the pose. Beautiful. And then bring that leg down and come to the other side. Nice. Holding the pose, breathing through. Nice. And then coming back down. We're going to find a little bit of work for the hips. So that's always a spot that we need a little bit of love. So let's go ahead and first bring the right knee up. And let's just find some circles in that right knee. So circling to the outside. Beautiful. And then the inside. Nice. And then one more time to the outside. And as we circle to the outside, bring that right foot right here and open. So left toes are facing front, right toes are facing the side. And let's find our warrior two pose from our chair. So active in the arms, really beautifully active in our arms here, engaged. You can gaze over that right middle finger. Beautiful. Deep inhale, you could reach forward, and if it feels okay, you could meet right elbow and right knee and find a side angle. So a nice stretch for the left side of the body. Finding the shape that feels good in your neck. Is it looking down or looking straight ahead? Find what feels good to you. Another inhale brings you back through center, finding that warrior two again. Reverse that, flip that palm, and let's bring the left hand down to that left leg, and right arm comes up as we reverse our warrior, find that peaceful warrior. Nice, and back through our center. Beautiful. Hands come to heart center, and we just kind of lift that foot up and bring it to the center. A little side to side. We're going to take that on the other leg. Left leg comes out. We circle the hip, circling the knee, maybe 4 or 6, depending on your pace. and then circling to the inside. Nice. One more, we circle out, and this time we find that left foot to the outside of the chair, maybe right about where the chair leg is, wherever your mobility is, and then find those active arms, really active in the fingertips. Gaze over the left middle finger, strong warrior two. Inhale, come a little forward with that hand, left elbow meets left knee. We find our side angle. If you want more oblique work, you could always bring both arms there. Makes it a little juicier. Nice. Coming back through center, finding our warrior two. Beautiful. Flip that palm and reverse your warrior. Nice. Beautiful. Back through center, warrior two. Hands come to heart center and we'll come into the center. I want us to just kind of heel toe the feet out. We're going to find goddess standing later, so this kind of gives us a little more space for that. So deep inhales, let's find some circles. So those can be as big or small as you want, just waking up the body, using the breath to get us there. Maybe the head looks down, maybe you look straight ahead. If you have any kind of dizzy issues, maybe you just circle through the core. Maybe that's where you're at, or maybe it's a side to side. You have lots of options. Come to center and then take that on the other side. Beautiful. Nice. Deep inhales. Long exhales. Don't forget the breath and find your little groove here. Letting yourself be creative with it. Maybe the shoulders play in. Maybe it's little or small. Maybe it's slow or a little faster. Freestyle. Come back to center. Beautiful. And then heel toe the feet to the center. We're about hip width distance apart. So what we're going to do now is come up to standing and do a lot of things with our chair standing. Now, if at any point you want to just stay in the chair, you sure can. And we'll do the same. You can do some of the same things in the chair if that's more accessible to you or if that feels better in your body. If not, we're going to use the chair, or you can just do some of these things standing without a chair. So deep inhale, but I really want us to be mindful before we come out of the chair of what muscles we're using. So we're activating these quads as we come up. So deep inhale, we start to rise and maybe we just sit back down. And then inhale, we rise, hands at heart center, and maybe we sit back down. So we're activating these glutes and firing that. But on the next inhale, maybe then we come all the way up and feel that rise to the top. Beautiful. And then we can use our chair any way that works for you. I like to kind of have it here so I can show you the side angle, but whatever works for you, we're going to find some balance stuff. So using the chair, we're going to start to do similar stuff to what we did sitting down. So you can still, if you're sitting, go ahead and take it that way. So take a deep inhale, come up on the toes. Exhale, really plant the feet, feel your connection to the earth and lift the toes. Inhale, we rock forward on the toes. Exhale, up and down. So if you don't want to use the chair or you want to challenge yourself, you could always just hold on with the fingertips, playing with this balance, this rocking back and forth. Again, like the balance of life, the balance of our breath to our movement. Beautiful. And then we're going to come back to the center right here. Take a deep inhale and just come up on the right toe and then the left, like we're doing a little pony strut, like right and left. Also, hands could be on the chair, or maybe you find a little side to side twist. Maybe like we did, maybe the hand comes to each knee, or maybe the hand comes to the chair so that you still feel more supported, but you're finding that twist. Twists are so good for us. And then again, finding that balance, finding that active movement. Nice. Coming back through our center. Nice. We'll do some work to kind of fire up these legs and feet. So we're going to take a deep inhale. On the exhale, we'll come up again, just holding for a few breaths on those toes, finding our balance, coming back down. Nice. Step a little bit away from the chair so you could maybe find your one-legged mountain. So deep inhale, all the weight of your body shifts to your right. Lift maybe just the left leg. You can keep a hand on the chair, or you can have hands at heart center. Find something to find your gaze at, like something to keep your drishti on, to find this one-legged mountain. At any point in time, if it feels too much, you can always come down. Deep inhales, long exhales. Go ahead and come on down whenever you're ready. Shake it out, that rock side to side. We'll find it on the other side. Also, you could just come up on the toes and stay here if the one-legged mountain is more than your body wants right now. Deep inhale, you can lift the left knee. Find the one-legged mountain, either holding onto the chair or hands at heart center. Beautiful, deep inhales. Long exhales, feeling the strength of your left side. Beautiful, and coming back down to center. Nice. We'll take a little rock and roll. You can come to close to the chair as we take some standing twists. If you want that there, you don't need it, up to you. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, left hand comes out front, right arm behind. So we're doing a torso twist. You could always hold on to the chair. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, right hand comes out front, left arm behind. And your gaze is still out front. So this is more of a torso twist. So we're taking this twist here, opening up through the torso, kind of getting a little oblique work. Nice. We'll find one more of those, again, like that sprinkler. And then when we come to center this time, maybe the next time, your gaze follows over the right shoulder, if that feels all right to do so. Arm can be out here or on the chair. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, other side. Beautiful. Let's take two more of those. Again, a little freestyle, finding your flow, just flowing through, noticing how you have to use the muscles in your legs, your core, really strong. Beautiful, coming back through our center. Nice. We're gonna find just a little bit of work for the hip and the legs before we do a couple more standing things and then come down to our chair. So we're gonna take a deep inhale and long exhale. And then we're gonna take and bring that right foot to the front, then tap center, then side, center, and back. And if that's just the tapping back and forth, that's perfectly fine. Or maybe you want to make more of a pendulum and like a half moon shape. So maybe you want to lift the toes and find this front, side, back, and around. Or maybe you want to trace with the toes. So many options, but we're giving this hip a little more space. We're working those glutes. Beautiful. Having those fire up to carry us around today and not firing into our low backs. Beautiful. So wherever you're at is perfectly fine. You find the shape that works for you. We'll come back to center. We'll take that on the other side. So left toe can come front, center, side, center, back. Or you could find that toe tap like a half moon, or you could lift. If you are lifting, remember to kind of really keep that torso up, keep your body tall and straight. So you're really active in the core. Beautiful. Try not to fall to one side. And coming back to center, little side to side. Beautiful. We're gonna take our warrior one with our chair. So what we're gonna do is put a bend in that right knee first. Left leg comes behind. We find kind of a 45-degree angle here. And you take that bend in that front right knee. Now you can find your stance for this warrior one. You could stay right here if you want to use the chair. One arm can come up or both arms can come up. Finding our warrior one. Deep inhale. If you want to engage the core a little bit more, you could lean forward. You could even have a hand on the chair as you lean forward, finding like an inclined warrior or bringing the arms back to airplane. Again, where are you at? What feels good in your body? You could be airplaning the arms if you're in the chair. Inhale, you can come on up, finding that warrior one. Hands come to heart center. Take a step to the top of the chair, find a little side to side, and we're going to take that on the left. So left foot, we put a bend in that left knee. Right foot comes back to that 45-degree angle. Beautiful here. Finding that stretch. Might notice that you're a little bit wider in this stance for one side than the other, whichever feels really good to you, that back leg can be straight. So think about really straightening the back leg. You're feeling that in the hamstrings. Beautiful. Maybe you take a deeper bend in the left knee if it feels okay. Maybe you bring one arm up or both. Deep inhale, long exhale. Maybe you shift forward. You could even shift forward with the hands on the chair or one hand on the chair. You could find more of an incline. Beautiful, activating the legs and the core. Inhale, we rise or hands come to the chair. Beautiful. Deep inhale, exhale, come on forward. Take that little up and down, back to back. We're going to find just a little bit, we can do this from the chair or standing, a little bit of opening for the arm and a little bit of like balance. So we're going to take our left thumb out in front of us, like a hitchhiker thumb, deep inhale. As we exhale, bring that arm out wide and then look to the left thumb without moving the head. So you're kind of like following the left thumb with your eyes, if you can, not your neck. And then follow that left thumb back. Good for balance. Follow the left thumb to the outside, maybe wherever your edge is. You don't have to come as far as I do, and back to center. We'll take one more, this time going as slow as you possibly can. Slowly coming out to that outside, bringing your awareness, like when can you not see that anymore, and coming back to center. We'll try that on the other side. So right thumb comes out. The first couple maybe are a little more breath to movement. I moved my head, so try to just move the eyes. Beautiful. Back to center. And then this last one, really slow. Gaze follows that right finger. Beautiful to your comfort zone. And gaze follows it back. Nice. And back to center. Coming on down. Nice. Take a roll of the shoulders back. Nice. And forward if you can. If one hand needs to be on the chair while you do that, that's okay. Nice. Just find that little. And then I want us to find our strong, tall mountain. Using our chair, if we need to, we could always stand closer to the chair. Roll the shoulders back. Pull up the kneecaps so you're standing as tall as you've stood all day. Really tall, strong in the legs. Shoulders are down away from the ears. Looking forward, maybe here is where if you already set your intention for your practice during that alternate nostril breathing, great, maybe you return to it, or here's where why are you here today? What did you come to your mat for? What did you come to your chair for? Why did you join? What's your intention to allow more space, more grace, more love for yourself, more care? Just more acceptance, more creativity. Deep inhale, bring the arms up overhead if they feel good to do so. Exhale, come down and around and find hands at heart center. One more inhale up and exhale round and over. Nice. We're going to find ourselves back to seated in our chair and do just a little bit more rest work and some breath work and then kind of our cooling down stuff. So we're going to sit down in our chairs, finding your comfortable seat. And again, if that's with a pillow, that's okay too, or you have if your back needs to be kind of against that, if you can use your own posture to hold you just a little bit longer, really good for the core and the body to do so. But find where you can sit comfortably. And we're going to be here for a little bit. We're going to start just with our breath again, turning that breath back on. So deep inhales, long exhales. Maybe a deeper inhale through the nose than you've taken the whole practice. And a longer exhale than you've taken the whole practice. Just staying here for a few breaths. Bit of love for the neck and shoulders as we close out before our Shavasana in our chair. So we're going to lift that right leg and right hand comes out. So we're kind of flexing the toes and the hands. And then we're going to point. And then we're going to flex. And point. And flex. Again, a little bit more core work. And just releasing. Nice. Beautiful. Flex and point. And flex and point. Flex and point. And back to center. If it feels like you want to shift in the chair a little, just make sure you're feeling supported. You can go ahead and lift that other side. We'll find the flex and point, and flex and point. Beautiful. Flexing and pointing. Flexing and pointing. On our last round, we're going to kind of do a little work for the body and the memory and the mind and muscle control. So let's bring the right side up. Let's have the palm down and foot is flexed. And then we're going to do the opposite. So flex the hand, point the toe. Point the hand, flex the toe. And just take that opposite for like 8. And I can't tell you how to do it and do it at the same time. I have to just concentrate. So that's all right. Just finding your breath, finding that opposite. May come easy to you, may not. That's okay, wherever you're at. Beautiful. And then back down to center. I'm going to find that on the other side. So we're going to point the hand, flex the foot, and then opposite. Beautiful. Kind of a simple move, it seems, but really good for that hand-eye and muscle coordination and our memory control. Nice. Beautiful. And we return back to center. Nice. Take a little bit of that stance again where we're just open a little bit through the hips here. Open up those cactus arms. Nice. Take a deep inhale and then bring those hands down as if we're kind of coming through water, opening up some space in the shoulders. Nice. So you're splashing through water. Nice. Deep inhales, long exhales as we do so. We're going to come back to those cactus arms right here, and then we're going to lift up overhead and then back down just to that center there. Up and over. Nice. We'll find 6 or 8 of these depending on your breath, your movement. Nice. And we'll come back to center. You can either stay with the feet hip width apart or a little closer together, whatever feels good to you here as we take a little work for the neck. What I want us to do is bring the hands behind the head. So we're clasping the hands behind the head and find like that little area, your occiput, that little area where there's a little bit of tension here in the neck. Usually the thumbs will find it almost right away. You can almost feel it. Deep inhale, and on the exhale, you push the head back maybe as much as is comfortable. If you have any vertigo or dizziness, you can stay straight and you can just push the thumb into that space. If you want to look up, you can find a little more space there. So we're going to take that breath for a few breaths to just really release into that. So a little bit of self-love, a little bit of self-massage, that connection to one another through a little bit of self-care, that self-love. Deep inhale, long exhale. Maybe you come forward a little, tipping the head forward. Just slowly. Inhale, you rise. Exhale, maybe you lift for just one more little bit of love for that occiput. You could even just take the fingertips to the top of the head and find a little bit of circles here. Whatever feels really good to you to give yourself that little bit of massage in that space. Kind of worked with the shoulders and the neck a bit today. So we're going to take a little more neck release before we find our Shavasana. So deep inhale. Bring the right hand up to the top of the neck, no forehead, nothing forced, but just bring the right ear over the right shoulder. Maybe you take and find a little muscle love here or a little shoulder stretch, or maybe I like the left hand on the shoulder and find a little circle back as you find this. So it's almost like a massage with your own movement, or maybe you stay in stillness. Find what feels good to you as you release with the breath. Inhales, exhales, come back to center and take that on the other side. So whatever shape felt good to you, left ear to left shoulder, maybe you take those circles through the shoulder. Beautiful work. Nice. Beautiful. For our last little Shavasana, maybe you'd rather lay down, maybe you just want to stay in your chair. We're going to take a few moments to just be with our breath, kind of letting that, everything that we did integrate into the body, feeling the effects, feeling the release. So I will offer palms up if it feels okay on your lap, but if there's something that no longer serves you that you just want to release, maybe palms are down or at your sides if you're laying down. Whatever feels good to you, find that shape. Closing down the eyes or softening the gaze as we just stay with our breath for a few moments here. Just letting everything sink in. We tried to do a few different moves today that kind of were involved with all the chakras of the body from head to toe. The solar plexus, the I am, a little bit further up the I feel, further up the I do, I love, I speak, I see, I know. Trusting all of that intuition, trusting self, trusting your connection, letting that energy flow through. Yoga really helps find space for that. if it's just mindfulness and breath work every day or finding movement. Find just a few more long breaths here. Maybe your deepest inhale as you fill up the belly and the chest, your longest exhale. And just find quiet for a moment. Beautiful. Take one more deep round of breath all together. Deep inhale and exhale. Take another inhale, bringing the arms up overhead if it feels okay to do so, and exhale, bringing the palms down together. Rub the palms together to create a little heat. And if there's a particular place in your body today that's feeling it needs a little bit extra love or a little bit of extra care, or one of your chakras that needs to be lit on fire, you need to fire it up, bring the hands to that space. Your breath, your heat, your energy. Breathe into that space. One more time, bring hands together at heart center. Rub those palms together again to create that heat. And this time, bring those hands, palms over the closed eyes if the eyes are closed. Blink behind to open, let the light in. Bring your thumbs to that third eye center. The light, the teacher, the love within me sees and honors the light, the teacher, the love within every one of you. And it is beautiful. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.
Thank you, Angela.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Does anyone have
Thank
any
you.
questions?
That was lovely, Angela. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, if anyone
Thank
has a
you.
question for Angela, take one more minute.
Yeah, please.
Thanks so much. That was